Like 36,000.
36,000 no leads, right? Going out there. And so
To prove a point.
was it to Robert? Or?
No, it was somebody else
All
that,
right.
they thought they couldn't do the business because they didn't speak English. And as you know, we don't get as many Spanish leads, not enough to write 36,000 a month consistently. So I was tired of the excuses and I went out and just straight up, like you said, no leads, cold doors, primarily referrals from that as well. Just went out there and wrote $36,000 training
Dang.
people on how to do it and to, show, hey, look, I even showed him I'm very like literal and like very like transparent to try to motivate. And sometimes it doesn't do it like I wish, but look, no leads, 36,000. Don't tell me it can't be done. You're not limited because you speak English. You just don't want to work that hard. And okay, that's fine, but I'll do whatever it takes to feed my family, to make a difference and to get rich. You know what I mean? And most people, honestly, I found out are not willing to do it. You know what I mean? I thought anybody would do anything to provide something well for the family, but everybody wants to get rich, but no one's willing to put in the work. Not everyone's willing to put in the work.
So walk me through that 36,000, no leads. What time would you start? What did your day look like? I know you said you were training people, get them out.
Yeah. Traveling different states even that month. Yeah.
So walk me through that. Just give me like a quick 2-3 minute walk down for anybody that's maybe, because I know there's a lot of agents, they'll run up a lead debt, or maybe there's people that are new that can't invest in leads, or their company doesn't have a lead program. What were you doing? And then maybe what are some tips that, like, if someone's in that position that could, that they can take today and actually go out tomorrow or tonight and make some money?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the oldest, what do you call it? The oldest way of doing the business, right? And not just insurance, in many industries, is just cold door knocking. Go talk to people where they live, right? Yeah. I don't know 80% of the day they're at home, maybe, or maybe less if they work, but people are at home, you know what I mean? So just knock on people, find a good area, you know what I mean? Obviously, I'm not knocking in gated communities or like rich areas, or too poor areas, like middle class, lower middle class, or retirement areas in us, right? We're lucky.
Yeah, for our niche. Yeah.
A lot of you guys out there, you guys can't sell to people over 70 or 75 or all these medicines. We can insure anybody. That's the blessing of us, what we do here. But anyways, anyone can get it. You know what I mean? You're not too rich for this program and you're not too poor.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? But the reality is, middle class to lower middle classes who need us the most, who are going to be more open, who have not prepared, who maybe have some health issues, their insurance ended already, or they might have insurance, but they know they need that burial insurance. You know what I mean? That final expense policy that can pay within 24 hours, no requirements after a certain amount of time, as you know. But at the end of the day, everyone's going to need us sooner or later. It just, they don't realize it yet for sometimes. But then also sometimes you run into people that say, actually, I am looking for insurance. I just wish I could qualify though, but I got, this condition, so I don't qualify. Man, we specialize in helping people with COPD. True story. Yes, I've seen you guys commercial and I've thought about calling you, like I hear often, but yeah, I am interested actually. How do you guys work? Come on in. You know what I mean? So you get a lot of rejection, obviously, right?
So what are you saying when you go to the door? What's your pitch?
I have flyers that I hand out that the company, you can get from the company, print them out or buy what we call inserts. And I'm out there doing a community service is my mindset. Does that make sense? Yeah. Like, I'm not really even selling. I mean, I am, don't get me wrong. I'm a salesman 100%. And I'll say that all the time. But I get in the mindset and I really believe I'm doing a community service. I'm helping people from having to do fundraisers, GoFundMe's, car washes, you know what I mean? 100%. And having to struggle through that process. I mean, I'm selling money. Come on. How much harder can it get? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But the reality is I'm doing a community service. So I'm just giving flyers. Hey, we're informing the community today. Or I'm sorry, I say, hello, sir. I want to talk. I try to talk to the lady of the house because the lady's going to be more about it. She cares more about her kids than honestly males. But I'll try to talk to the lady of the house. If not, hey, are you the man of the house, sir? Great. Hey, I have this I got this information, free information for you. We're giving information to the community today about final expense and funeral plans. I'm sorry, about life insurance and funeral expense programs. I'm sure you've seen us on TV. Right? Because we're on TV quite often, unlike a lot of the competition. So that gives us a leg up. I'm sure you've seen us on TV. We're the company that helps out with the final arrangements, final expenses, money within 24 hours. And we're giving information to the community about how to protect the family. Do you have a plan in place already to protect your loved ones, or is it a topic that you haven't yet discussed? So I want to know, who am I talking to? Am I talking to someone that's thought about it, has taken action, or a procrastinator that doesn't have it on their radar? Maybe because they think they're too young, too old, too broke, too rich. I don't know, right? But get the conversation going, right?
So, and again, you said a lot of rejection.
Of course.
What would like a day, if you knocked on 20 doors, how many people interest do you typically peak, you think?
Well, $20, first of all, obviously, I know you're asking the question and you know this, but you just throw in a number for the people. But $20 is not enough, right? You got to knock at least 40 doors.
Thank you.
You got to knock at least 40 doors to get some type of traction and get someone that's interested, to be honest, right? Because what I've seen, 40 to 50 doors, you will get a sale, right? It might not happen that day. You made an appointment because a husband isn't home. She's on her way out. Kid's crying and needs to be fed, but she's interested, right? But out of every 40 doors, 40 to 50 doors, you will get one household to buy. And that one household can be one policy, 2, 3, right? And referrals, you know what I mean? But that's what I've seen. And that's the thing, right? You throw out 20. I remember I talked to a guy who obviously is no longer here, but he told me he went home after 15 doors because no one was interested. And I'm like, I told you, you got to knock 40 to 50. It's not even 2:00 yet, and you're already home because 15 people said no, or 50 doors didn't answer, or whatever it is. Like, how do you expect to even sell something if you're not even going to knock the 40 to 50 that I told you? And Adam, 40 to 50 doors go like that.
It's quick, huh?
How many apartment complexes, trailer parks, if you really want to avoid the walking too much? But 40 to 50 doors, it's a block or two.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? It's not like you're walking across town. It just park your car, start knocking the people, start knocking the doors.
So if you don't got gas money, this is literally, and that's one thing that because we have a handful of people that do well door knocking in it, like Dio, we'll get him on here. He likes to target apartments, and he goes out and he'll do like 20 flyers or something, or 30, 40 flyers, whatever. And then a couple hours later, he'll go back and knock those doors. Hey, did someone come out and talk to you? Right? Our company left out a flyer out of your house. And it's, again, and one thing that seems like I've noticed, and I've done some cold door knocking. I had some success early in my career. Ran out of leads. And like, for me, it was like, I've got a PG&E bill I got to pay tomorrow, right? Kids to feed at home. And it's like, if you want it bad enough, to me, I came from doing, all through high school, working manual labor, and we had I got some crazy stories I'll tell about that later. But to me, I'm like, this isn't hard work, right? Walking, and the rejection is just part of it. But when you have the mentality of, we're in the business of no's, right? If you're looking for if you think this is a yes business, you're going to fail, right? A yes business is go be a cashier, go work at Walmart or a mall or whatever, right? For anyone that's going to be successful in any type of sales, is just getting in the mindset of, even if if you got to knock 90 doors to get one yes, it doesn't matter, right? It's if you put in the work, and even if you don't say the perfect thing, you're going to get results.
Yeah, think about it. The best tool to find clients is the leads that our company provides, right? That what do you call it? Whatever they provide.
We know the demographic. We know where to mail to.
All that. They got it down to a science. And even that is 30%.
Yeah.
So 70% are going to say no, even from someone that literally took steps to find out information about a program.
Yeah.
Right. So, and then these people are worried, they're crying because, they got rejected. It's like, of course, this sells, we're not an order taker. You got your license to sell. Too many people get their license thinking that they can just join a company. I've literally had people ask me this. Oh, so you guys got like people ready to go. I just got to go and help them out. I'm like, brother, if that was a job, there wouldn't be no opportunity. They wouldn't pay me as much, bro. I wouldn't have made $400,000 last year. You know what I mean? It's like, no, it's a sales job. They requested information, but I'll tell you this, follow our system, follow what we teach you, put in the work, be coachable and teachable, and you will get a 30% closing ratio, make you very successful and very profitable. You know what I mean? So it's like, obviously with cold doors, and actually your example of no gas money. And first of all, shout out to Dio. He's the first guy that I asked about cold doors because I knew he did it. And I asked him questions when I went to my first company trip to Hawaii. I was like, I found out who Dio Ramirez was, and I made sure I picked his brain and asked him some questions. He had some good stuff. And other agents too, some that are no longer here anymore, but I learned a lot from them about how to go about cold door prospecting and just go out there and do it. You know what I mean? But my guy didn't have gas, Josue, right? He had something happen with his bank. He's getting his money back. He didn't have gas money, unfortunately, right? What did he do? Because I taught him, because I showed him how, he just went and cold door knocked and he got a sell, same day draft. right?
Getting paid that night at
That
midnight.
night, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
when he was in a jam, now again, kudos to Josue. He didn't make excuses. He didn't call me and say he can't go to work because he doesn't gas money. He just said, all right, well, I mean, I can drive locally, so let me just go where I know it could be a good area from what I know in the business,
Yeah.
and let me knock some doors. And guess what? Some lady said, oh yes, I've been looking, I've been thinking, I need it. And she got a policy, same day draft, you know what I mean? Getting paid that same day. So, you know, I shouted him out on our sales calls, like, hey bro, good job. There was an issue, but you didn't use it as an excuse. You just, you know, worked, made it happen, and got a sell. That's what happens when you put your head down and go to work. You know what I mean?